Look at it. Look at that. Oh my God. What's going on, guys? Roundedtiktak here. And this is something, so let me just cue you in on something. Since the pandemic and COVID-19, I'm basically a part-time teacher at the moment, and the hours I used to use in the morning before stream to edit, I no longer really have those hours, and I have to help my kid with school for the most part. So this video is going to be completely different. I'm going to do it all in one take. It's going to be less edited, but all of the information is going to be here, and it's going to be a little more natural. So apologies if you don't really like this style. It's just the best I can do at the moment, and this video is a good one, I promise you. So what we did here, it's kind of funny because the medieval bow, I didn't even review it, right? I posted that thing on YouTube. I didn't even review the damn thing, and that's mainly because it just is a fast attacking bow with a small little 6 perk on it. However, if you take a look back at my old videos, maybe like a month ago when Farrah came out, I basically said she's an amazing character and takes all the bows that we did have and turns them into at least decent weapons. Now here's the thing about bows. They are great single target damage weapons. They hit very hard. We're talking 2-3 million damage on some of them. However, even the ones that were supposed to specialize in AoE, such as like the nature bow, still didn't really do that well. The nature bow, if you guys remember on the video, was only hitting the chain lightning sparks, or only hitting for about 40,000 if I remember correctly. And then we have the cloudburst bow that was only hitting for 20,000, literally useless at high-end gameplay. But then we got Farrah, and Farrah makes every bow at least decent, at least for being able to kill a multitude of husks that are in a one spot with her perk. If you don't know what her perk is, this is the build I am running. She has on bow hits, arrow splinter, dealing 60% damage to 5 nearby targets. Now, you can't really increase this damage, but it can crit. So if you are running totally rocking out, this is kind of what you would get. You would get this 60% extra damage critting on up to 5 targets. Now, how the game works is that every single one of these targets has its own individual chance to crit, and that's fine. It still adds up to a lot of damage. And then we have here that increases that damage even more based off the base damage of the bow itself. This is the build we're running. Stoneheart Farrah, at this point in time with this stealth buff possibly to what they did, is honestly maybe one of the best characters, if not the best character in the game. And I'm going to show you why. She does everything that you need. She's mobile because she's a ninja. She has crazy AoE damage and very good single target damage. On top of all of that, most of you guys who are watching these videos still should have her along with the 2 bows I'm going to show you. When she first came out, a lot of people were thinking that maybe, just maybe, her perk would work off of certain aspects of bows. The chain lightning would proc it. The Vindertech Seeker, the extra arrows, would proc it. None of that seemed to work until now. Now, certain 2 bows do proc her perk, which makes those 5 extra lightning strikes or splinters go up basically to infinite. So again, we're recording different than we usually are. We're just going to start the endurance, and I want to show you guys. The 2 bows that we're speaking about right now are the nature bow, the vacuum tube bow, and the cloudburst bow. Both of these were decent at best, the nature one being slightly better, but now they are amazing. Another thing that I did do is I took away all of my damage traps, all of them, at least for the first 3 waves. And the reason I did that is because I don't want any other false damage numbers showing up. So how many enemies do we have here? Let's just see. If you don't have the Nocturno, if you don't have the Storm King's Wrath, and you do have these weapons, you're in good hands. This is the nature bow, and let's see exactly what's happening here. All together, including Farrah's perk plus the lightning strikes off of the nature bow, we should be at maybe, I think, 9 different instances of damage. As you can see, we're not at 9, we're at almost infinite instances of damage. Each single lightning strike can proc her perk. So every time something chains to an enemy, her lightning, and it dies, her lightning splinter, it's not lightning, her splinter causes it to happen again. So it's kind of hard to explain what's going on, but the lightning bow, or the vacuum tube bow, as you guys know, does an AoE chain effect. That chain effect was recently buffed and became much better, putting the bow in at least, I would say maybe A. If I was putting it on like a range or on a tier list, I would say it's about A. Now what is happening is every single lightning strike that you can do, if it kills the enemy, procs Farrah's special perk. And you can just see here the incredible amount of damage. These are level 140 enemies, no damage traps whatsoever. The only thing I did here was I just made it easier to shoot them. I took away all of my damage traps. Once again, you don't have to see any of them. And we're hitting for, let's see what we get here. I don't know. I honestly can't even tell because there's so many numbers popping up. I think that was 1.8 million right there. It just absolutely shreds through these enemies. Look at that. It is a beautiful sight to behold. The vacuum tube bow is incredible at the moment. I didn't want to record on wave 2, so I'm going to record on wave 3. Same concept here, except now we're using the cloud burst bow. This is doing two things that are completely different than when it first released. Number one, you're going to notice that the affliction damage on the cloud itself is much higher than it used to be. Number two, I have removed all of the damage traps again, and I'm going to do my best to tightly funnel them to right here so I can really show off the cloud burst ability here. Number three, and this is the weird one, and I'll have to jump up here and shoot some enemies to show you. The cloud itself not only does AoE damage, but procs Farrah's splinter perk as well. It's very, very odd. It probably shouldn't. Hopefully it's meant to be. Who knows? But it's incredibly powerful, especially for a mission like this. So as you can see, I shot one time and just look at that. The only small issue here is that there is a cooldown on it, but this is level 154. You're not going to get much harder than this in the base game, and nothing is going to get up this little spot right here. The affliction is hitting for 600,000. And then the really crazy thing is that my cloudburst bow is energy. And what it seems to be doing, I mean, I can't tell you for sure, but it looks like for some reason, it turns the pink little particles, splinters that Farrah has into energy damage. I'm not exactly sure how that works, unless the numbers that we see that are popping up are energy or from the cloud. If the energy numbers we see are from the cloud itself doing damage because my bow is energy, that's fine. But as you can see now that I am up here, not only is there a cloud doing damage, but you will see the pink splinters from Farrah's perk going off. And almost just that itself almost took down this smasher. Remember, there are no damage traps here. It just killed that taker. Anything that walks into it, they just insta die. Again, we're at 154, 650,000 damage, 577,000 damage. It's quite ridiculous. Another cool thing that you can do with this bow is if there's a lobber or a flinger, if you happen to look at that, if you happen to kill a lobber from afar and there's another lobber standing next to it, they will all die due to that poison cloud. They are making it into the base, but I should be able to hold them off here pretty easily. I do have people playing with me, but wow, look how much damage that just did. But they're not really doing much. I asked them not to because I don't want any false damage numbers, because I know how many damage numbers we're getting. Just look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It just took down that smasher that was there. Look at it. Look at that. Oh my God. That is so busted, man. This is seriously one of the best weapons in the game now, especially for high-end content like this, where you're funneling enemies or any kind of trap tunnel in a basic mission. Farrah herself is honestly one of the best characters I have seen in a long time. It's just all in all an incredible fun time using this character. As you could see there, it gets 10 levels higher in the base game. I believe that was like 153. But I mean, you've been playing the game long enough, you can tell how much damage that stuff actually does. Base game, it's going to decimate everything. Nothing's going to survive. And on the higher ends of endurance and stuff like that, it's just a lot of fun to do. I held down that entire side without any traps, just with a bow. Nobody else was shooting. Nobody else was doing anything, with 0 damage traps and no stall building or anything like that. This is, again, the nature bow here. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And the funny thing is that even though this is a fire wave, Farrah's splinter perk is actually physical. So them being fire and it's a nature bow isn't that huge of a detriment. And remember, it can crit as well. So it's just, all in all, so much fun to do. Any kind of tight choke point like this that you can pull off, make sure to shoot the little enemy and let the clouds kill everything else. Like this, look at that. Look at that. It's incredible. It's seriously incredible. And that's really it, guys. I just wanted to show you these two bows in their natural habitat, because I just don't have time to record with everything going on right now, not the way I normally do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are new to the channel and like videos like this, full trap tunnel guides and weapon breakdowns. Feel free to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you guys want to check out a stream, I stream 5 days a week over at twitch.tv/Roundedtiktak. We would love to have you come by and say what's up and meet the family. Let me know what you guys think of this new Farrah gameplay or perk or whatever you want to call it down in the comments below. Stay safe, everybody. Tiktak out.